This future millionaire is trapped in this shop and is poor right now, and we're going to show him how he can break free of the system, and maybe you'll learn something too.
Would you ever start a business of your own?
Probably not.
What if I funded you to start your own business? You still wouldn't do it?
Maybe.
What would you do if you were to do anything?
Open a phone shop.
Open a phone shop, what, like this one, but better? What would be better about it than this one?
No, it'd be the same, exactly the same.
So something really interesting about that point, it'd be exactly the same. Now, I think it's important to innovate and be different and unique, but there is something really good in that statement from him, which is like, sometimes you don't need to be something original.
Yeah.
Like, I started a creative agency, it was pretty much like every other creative agency, and it did really well because it was run by me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so he's seen something that works, he likes it, and he'd like to do the same thing. Would he want to own the brand though?
I bet most people listening think they have to reinvent the wheel. They have to come up with something completely original to be launching a business, and it's not true. He's got a good point, although it doesn't last.
Exactly, in every way. No innovation required. Okay, so how much does it cost to start a phone shop?
I don't know.
So he has a dream to do a phone shop, doesn't know how much it is. He should know exactly what the rents are, the rates are, what the cost of stock is. He's been doing this business for a long time, right? We're about to find out. He should have it all in his head.
Yeah, I want to see if he...
Someone we can call to find out.
Maybe.
It really is just about stock, and you can probably get a lot of it in consignment, can't you? So then it's just about getting a shop, and then
It's about rates and business rates and working out what the prices are for the stores. Plus, obviously, we're independent. We're not owned by like a franchise or anything, so it's owned by one person.
So, but what's stopping you doing it?
No, I will hopefully open my own store within 3 to 5 years with the same person.
Again, people put it off 3 to 5 years. That's a long time. Like, too long to start a business.
3 to 5 years and with the same person, you just said there, right?
Yeah, and there's no need. You could do it today. Just go find a shop and start.
Let's make it 2 months and ask them today and come up with a name for your new phone shop. What's it called?
Same store name.
Exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
You know, build a brand, not a business. You've got to own the brand. Will you have equity in the company? Is that? Because
No.
he's going to open up another shop for your present boss, and he's going to own the brand still.
Yeah.
So this is mad, this way of thinking. He's basically saying he's going to go open up another shop for his existing boss, but not have equity in the brand that he's opening up for. That is mad, stupid lack of business knowledge. That's all that is, because he should own a piece of the brand. That's where the real value is. If you eventually do franchise this, it's the brand value that allows you to franchise it. So he's just working in another store. He's been brainwashed into thinking that's the right way to run a business.
Okay.
I'll still make money though.
Yeah, but it's not about just making money, is it?
Because it's making a foundation, which is the most important thing. I remember we've been in the industry almost 10 years above, and it's still growing. Like, we've got a new store opening in Epsom. You know where that is? London?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are still growing.
You're like a business guru. I should just be listening to you. I was always under the impression you should own the brand, but
it's not always about owning a brand, because if you own a brand, there's a lot of backlogs about having one, backlinks. There's a lot of things to do where if you just ask them to set one up for you.
So he makes a really interesting point here, right? He's kind of saying, well, owning the brand, there's a lot of associated problems with it.
Yeah.
Which actually is true.
Yeah,
you know,
true.
like trademark registration, enforcing the brand guidelines and structure. But it's exactly because of all those difficulties that you should own it, because that's what stops other people doing it. He's got enough information to be dangerous, you know? It's like enough information to make a half-good chicken pie. He doesn't know the full story. Maybe because he's working under someone that doesn't want him working for themselves. They've given him enough information to be dangerous, but not enough information to understand it's all about owning the brand.
Yeah. Or flipping it on its head, he does understand the risks, but he does want to open his own store. So maybe, like, say, running a store under someone else's business would actually be perfect for him if he is aware of it.
But there's more risk that way, because basically that person who owns the brand at any point can pull the brand and pull the business, and everything equity-wise it's been built up, he won't own.
Yeah, of course.
So he thinks it's safer not to worry about the brand stuff. It's more risky.
Yeah, yeah.
You need to be a partner for the store. That way you don't do much. You just have to turn up and do your Monday to Friday, and you still get paid the same. Plus you get your 50% on top. Do you get
You see, he's mixing ownership of a business up with employment in a business. So he's still talking about structures that aren't real, working 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. This is all made up structures to keep the slaves enslaved, right? It's not real. Like, as an entrepreneur, I never think 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. I work when I need to, and I take all the time off when I want to.
Yeah.
And so he's not thinking like an owner. He's being kept in a cage, thinking like an employee. And now he's selling the information back to me as the way to run a business is limited amount of hours, which is not how it works.
Yeah.
You want total freedom, including the hours, right?
where I'm coming from.
I sadly do.
Fund from your own pocket, and they provide you all this, and it's done.
Right,
You know
so
what I
you're
mean?
talking about a franchise now, right? You're talking about a franchise, but
Well,
then
it's not a franchise. It's owned by an independent person.
but they're not letting you.
I can open one if I wanted to.
Well, why not under your own
No,
brand?
no,
Why wouldn't you be?
I don't feel I'm ready yet.
Well, what's missing?
It's not nothing's missing. I just don't feel I'm ready, fully occupied. But I'm.
I see this a lot in people. They're not ready. And I tell you, it's just psychological. They're not ready ever because the way the system works against you builds up your debt, builds up your lack of confidence in your ability to do it yourself.
Yeah.
The longer he stays working for someone else, the more he will not be ready, right? But I do relate to him too, that whole feeling of like, I'm not ready, I'm not sure. I mean, we've all been there, right? I feel sorry for him. I kind of think he's been conditioned.
Yeah, well, I think people are told that it is really hard to start a business and it's really hard to make it work and you need this, this and this because you're not taught about it in school. I think maybe if he had it like presented to him, this is how you can do it. Realistically, you know most of the things you already need to know. You could do it next week. Maybe he would, but I think you're not taught it, right?
The thing is, when he says he's not ready, you flip it and say if he doesn't start soon, later in life, he'll be forever working hard.
Yeah.
And so when he's got kids, he won't be ready. That'll be worse.
Yeah.
Like I have a 5-year-old, as you know, like I can't work as hard as I used to. So he's ready now because he doesn't have those responsibilities. He's not going to be ready 5 years from now if he gets a kid, for example.
Yeah.
It's going to be harder.
It's not there yet.
But you
Well,
you know it all.
I
You
know, but it's just when I'm ready. I don't feel like when I'm ready, I'll ask him, but I'm not at the moment.
you know what Tony Robbins would do? Throw water at you and say you're ready, but I don't have any water on me. You know, like you're ready. What makes you think you're not ready? I don't
I'm just
understand.
not. I'm just physically not. I'm just not.
Physically not.
Yeah, I'm not.
So you're not trained enough. You know.
I've been working 5 years almost.
He's been working 5 years in the business already. And he doesn't think he's ready. Like most people say, I'm going to get a job to get experience. But what actually happens to people is they get trained. They get addicted to the salary and the system. It fucking makes me mad, actually. Like he thinks he's not ready. After 5 years of running a shop every day, selling phones, he's not ready to open up a phone shop.
Yeah. Never. I would argue he would never be ready then.
That's why you
With
should
that
never actually
mindset.
work for someone. Because as soon as you do, you get addicted to their belief, the system's belief that you can't live without a salary, you can't live without that guaranteed income. He'll never be ready unless he does it right now.
But I still not. I don't feel ready.
It's because
I don't know. I just don't know why.
this is like the mousetrap syndrome, basically, right? You're in the system.
To be honest, it's not because I have my own flexibility. I can work whatever hour days I want.
By the way, there's no such thing as a mousetrap syndrome. I made that up on the spot. But it kind of symbolises it, that people go around and around in the trap and they think that's their whole life is in that mousetrap. Maybe I should make that my thing,
Yeah,
trademark
I've never
it.
heard of that.
Yeah, I made it up. But it symbolises the concept of like being trapped in a system that you think the mousetrap, your environment is all your life, right?
Yeah.
And where I was the one.
So can I, as a boss, I work whatever hours I want. I'm the boss.
Yeah. But technically, I'm not because I work fixed hours. I don't work fixed some days. Some weeks I'll off.
If you don't turn up, you don't make money, right?
And I'll still get paid though.
So if you don't turn up for 2 months, you're still going to get paid.
Yeah, I'll still get paid because I have other things I'm doing for the website because I'm making online sales.
So that's a lie, by the way. If he doesn't turn up, he doesn't get paid because then he's talking about like if he works on something, he gets paid.
Yeah.
There's a great little meme that I saw that like the worker to make money has to be doing this all the time, right? And then the manager only has to be doing this all the time to make a little bit. And then there's the actual boss who doesn't have to do anything and he makes money.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that concept.
Yeah.
That's keeping him poor.
But you're selling time still, though, right? Your time isn't.
It's consuming time for the soul.
Whereas the owner of this business, he's putting no time into it, and you're doing the hours.
He's doing a lot. He's done a lot for the company. A lot, yeah. We're still expanding.
I really like his loyalty to his boss, though. I have to say, like he wants to work with his boss. He admires his boss. His boss is working in the business. I have a lot of respect for that. I can see a lot of admiration in him for his boss because I don't think he should just steal this guy's business, his boss's business. I like that moral code piece.
So could he just try and get equity in that company?
Exactly, yeah.
He
He admires his boss, but he should not just be looking to open up a shop with his boss. He should be asking his boss for equity.
Yeah.
And the loyalty in someone like that is worth investing in. I'd give him equity.
Expanding, but it will take a while to expand even more.
But you know, the graphic is like the worker does all the work. The manager manages the person doing all the work.
There's people behind the scenes who do all the website. Like we just made our website 6 months ago, even though we've been open for so long.
Do you own the website?
No.
Because you say my website, you don't own it, right? Do you get a percentage of the revenue that comes through? So you're selling time, not buying time.
Again, I love this when people talk my business. People have ownership over the company they actually work with, but they don't actually have ownership. But when someone says my company like that, I actually think those are the sort of people who should be having equity in the business.
Well, that's how they want you to feel, right? They want you to work as hard as you would if it was your own thing.
But people
But it's
aren't
a bit of a
educated
trap.
about this.
Yeah.
Like, you're an actual owner in my business. You
Yeah.
have actual equity.
Yeah.
Right? So, but this is the bit that a lot of people miss that keep them poor. Because they don't understand that they can talk like they own it. He has ownership, which I respect. In his mind, it's his, but it's not his. And tomorrow his boss can fall out with him, kick him out, and he has nothing.
Yeah.
He's worked there 5 years. He'll have nothing. No more salary, no equity, no upside, nothing. All that years of work gone.
Yeah.
If you should be getting a percentage of the revenue.
It's not like that. I'll get my fixed salary, which I'm happy with. It's more than London's job. I'll give you that hint.
So this is something I noticed that people do, right? They benchmark themselves against other people's salaries, and that's the wrong way to benchmark your life, right? So he's saying, oh, well, it's okay, I get a fixed salary, but it's more than I perhaps get in London. But he should be linked to the income of the business, right? The high and low of that, but normally the high of that.
Yeah.
And so fixed salary is literally limiting your upside. It's stupid to do it that way. People are trained that that's the best way to live. It's the worst way to live. Unlimited upside is what you want. When you're a business owner, actually you have unlimited upside. And ironically, you have limited downside. Because you have a limited company. If the company goes bankrupt, you're limited. You don't have any liability.
Yeah.
So you have unlimited upside and a limited downside.
And you're accepting that you'll never have freedom, realistically.
That's what he's done. He's like, I'm in prison, it's fine. That's kind of what he's saying.
It's impossible for him to like save £1 million ever.
Impossible. And he'll always be subject to what his boss tells him, but he doesn't even realise that the pound's been devalued, and due to the cost of goods increasing, whatever salary he's on, it was worth 10% more a year ago.
Yeah.
So he's had a 10% pay decrease, and he probably doesn't even realise it because he's still benchmarking himself against other people who are getting a salary.
Yeah.
That's what I'll give you.
Tell us how much you earn. Now I want to know how much do you earn. Go on.
Best guess, how much do you think he earns?
28,000 a year.
Comments? Anyone wants to make a comment down below? Actually, I have no idea. It doesn't say.
Go on, make us all
Let's
jealous.
say you work 9 to 5 and you earn a salary. I'll still get more than that.
Well, I work 1 hour a week and I make hundreds of thousands of pounds a month.
By the way, that's not strictly true, that comment there. I just wanted to shock him a little bit because, of course, as a business owner, you don't really know what you earn.
Yeah.
But, in theory, I could work 1 hour a month and earn money. My social media videos are playing over and over and over and over again. I made them once, they play over and over again. You can make income over and over again, right? Whereas he has to work hours to make money. But I don't think it's £200,000. But just trying to shock him a bit.
That can be you. That's what you're saying. But obviously, I can't share that information. It's confidential.
No, I'm saying to you that sometimes people get trapped in the concept of selling time. When
I know they do, but their time does pay off in the end. Like mine will pay off at some point in time.
When?
But I just gotta wait for the final straw. It's not always thinking. You gotta think ahead.
When is the payoff? Earning, say, 25, 30k a year, when is the payoff? When you buy a house and get a mortgage and then get trapped in debt?
This is the system's problem. This is why the pension system really annoys me. Because the pension system is all about, like, one day you'll have lots of money and be able to sit on the beach and enjoy yourself. But by that time, you're so fucking old and broken that you don't want to do that anyway. So
Yeah.
he's got that same mentality. The system has taught him, one day it will pay off. It's like not realising that you make it pay off now. You've got 5 years experience in the business. You know how the business works. You like your boss. I'm assuming his boss likes him. At least ask for equity in the business. Get it to pay off now. He's put 5 years in. And he's still there. It's fucking insane. What is he waiting for? I feel so frustrated for people.
There is no payoff in my eyes from that. Like
I feel sorry for him when I hear that.
Yeah.
There's no payoff if you wait. Oh, one day I'll get paid. No one's going to come up to you and say, here's 10% of the company. Then no one's going to do it. If you can get you to work every day in the business and you're not asking for equity, then great. It's ignorance that's making you think that way. One day it will come back my way. It doesn't. You have to ask. You have to hustle. You have to push. You have to be educated to know what to ask.
Behind the box is always thinking outside the box. So if you think more, you get more in life.
where do you get all this guru knowledge from? Who taught you all this stuff?
Just common knowledge.
It's common knowledge.
Common sense. Common
Right.
knowledge.
Did he say if you think more, you get more in life? Is that what he said?
I didn't quite hear it.
Yeah. Well, then surely he should just take his own advice then
And think more.
and think a little bit
Talk
more.
less.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now he's starting to talk like a guru. And again, I actually did feel like I learned something from him. Just his what I learned was what's wrong with the system. It kind of reinforced. But I love listening to him because I feel like a lot of people are like this.
Yeah.
They're a little bit. They've told themselves a narrative. One day I'll get it. One day I'll be successful. If I work hard, it will equal success, which it doesn't.
Yeah.
Sadly. And he's kind of sold himself a narrative, hasn't he? That he believes that one day it'll all work out. Don't worry.
I would say
you just pick it all up. We pick up so many things. I worked in all over different stores all over the UK, so you just pick up as you go along. So
I'm learning from you. Are you learning anything from me?
no.
I should.
Learned nothing from me. Do you know why? Because I'm an ignorant twat, probably, but also because I think he isn't listening.
Yeah.
And I did actually really carefully listen to him, and I see his point of view, but he isn't listening to new knowledge.
When you think too much of yourself and your knowledge, basically when your ego is too big, you don't have the capacity to learn more, right? Is your Stoic journal in here? Today's passage, Zeno would also say that nothing is more hostile to a firm grasp on self-knowledge than self-deception. Self-deception, delusions of grandeur, these aren't just annoying personality traits. Ego is more than just off-putting and obnoxious. Instead, it's a sworn enemy of our ability to learn and grow. As Epictetus put it, it's impossible for a person to begin to learn what he thinks he already knows. Today we'll be unable to improve, unable to learn, unable to earn the respect of others if we think we're already a perfect genius admired far and wide. In this sense, ego and self-deception are the enemies of the things we wish to have because we delude ourselves into believing that we already possess them. So we must meet ego with the hostility and contempt that it insidiously deploys against us to keep it away, if only for 24 hours at a time.
I think that's such an important point, and I even for myself, by the way, I'm not arrogant in these videos. I'm not walking into these stores thinking I know all the answers. I know how business works. I know that this individual who's working very hard is not getting what he deserves in life, right? For his loyalty, for his ability. And I did genuinely want to listen to him and learn from him. But I'm kind of shocked when he says he's learned nothing from me. I mean, I feel like I'm there trying to help him see that he could be his own boss and that he doesn't need to wait. But he hasn't listened to that. He hasn't heard that. But it is a very difficult balance, isn't it? Like ego versus like, am I being egotistical when I feel like I'm not talking down to him, but it sounds like I am sometimes, and I don't mean to be all-knowing. But when I listen to him, I'm like, he's not even attempting to understand what I'm saying. He's got so fixed in his own belief system that magically one day he's going to get what he deserves, or that magically one day when the time is right he's going to start his own business. He doesn't see the very trap that he's in.
Well, the thing is, it's probably tougher for you because, say, you've already quote-unquote made it, but you're still showing the ability to listen and learn from him, and you'll continue to do that, which is why you'll continue to get more successful, right? But if someone technically right at the start of, say, a success journey can't learn something from someone successful, then that, to me, that shows a huge ego problem, because then it's literally impossible for you to grow at all.
Yeah. I am shocked that you tell someone, like, why don't you just ask for equity, or why couldn't you start your own business now? Like, they don't just go, yeah, I should, you're right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fighting him to make him believe in him. Sometimes
Matrix did a good job.
Yeah, the Matrix did a good job.
Leave you alone.
Yeah.
Enjoy your life.
I could teach
The
you a lot.
education
Look,
system of government did a good job.
What would be the top 2 things you'd teach me?
How to be self-aware of what you're doing, and second thing, have a open mind of things you're doing.
I will try to be self-aware, and I will try to open my mind. I think that's good advice. I think that's really important to try and do that in life.
It's really good advice. Everyone should actually try that.
The 2 things that he's not, though, ironically, right?
Yeah. And if he's watching this, you have so much ability. That's what we're saying. So much talent. You just don't value yourself. We're not putting you down. We're frustrated for you.
Open your mind, bro.
Jinx, no returns. Self-awareness, bro. Self-awareness, like. And I know I'll get shit for this video as if I'm putting you down, but it's the opposite. I'm trying to say to you, you can fucking do anything. You just don't realise it.
Because if you don't have an open mind, you don't know what you're going to do in life. You're just going to be stuck in the loophole. You're going to go to 9 to 5. You're like a raw mind person's going 9 to 5, right?
I can literally switch with him right now and
same
like.
routine. I wake up, my
could be me
routine's not
talking
same.
to
It's
him.
always different. It's different every day. Your routine on the raw mile, you're waking up in the morning, you're going to an office, you do the same routine every single day, Monday to Friday, and you get a fixed salary. You get my point? Like me, I work 6 days, but I get a fixed salary based on what I do. It's not always judgmental on what you don't do. It's what you know and who you know.
He's watched a few self-help videos. He's just told me what those videos said, but he's not
He
taking
hasn't
any
actioned
actions himself. It's like he's telling me that. Did he say Royal Mail? Was he slacking off someone from the Royal Mail? They've got a shit job. They work 9 to 5 and they get a fixed salary. And then he's saying, "I work a fixed hours and a fixed salary." What a stupid cunt, basically. I'm like,
I think he's seen the advice, and now he's like trying to convince himself that he takes that advice, and like yeah, I do that. Yeah, but unfortunately, like he hasn't taken action on that advice at all.
That's the most important things in life.
You're very wise with words, but I'm worried about your wise actions, your day to day. You're working hard, and I can tell you work hard. And I mean, does my point about owning your own brand resonate at all? Doesn't resonate.
No, not yet. It's not written, so I'm not ready. I don't think I'm ready. No.
You are ready.
No, I'm not.
I wouldn't walked in here if I didn't see a ready person. I've invested in
ready.
77 startups, people that start businesses, big companies.
Really?
You are ready. That's why I walked in. I saw it.
So what do? You just...
I help people see their potential, but I also learn from people and their ideas and their dreams. So I'm learning from you right now, but I'm also trying to help you.
I don't feel I'm ready.
I think you just need a push.
Yeah, that's what everyone says.
Yeah, you are ready.
that's what everyone says. He needs to push himself. Everyone around him says it. Well, he's lucky to have that circle that tell him that. Isn't it interesting how people around him can tell him he needs to go for it, and he knows it, but he doesn't?
This
What
is
stops
like,
people going for it?
this is the biggest visualization of like you are your own worst enemy.
Right.
Like,
Self-sabotage.
yeah.
He's basically self-sabotaging
Yeah.
himself, which is what a lot of people do to keep themselves poor.
You're over ready. You're like in an oven. If you were a chicken, you are super fried, but you just don't know it.
I just don't know it. No.
Yeah, and
Until
this
I
fluorescent
open-
light will
until I
brainwash you after a
open
while.
Store, then I'll know it. How ready I am.
Just entertain me. Entertain me for a second. If you were to call your store something, just come up with.
I'm getting desperate at this point. I
Yeah.
desperately want this man to be free. Right.
I like your persistence. I can feel him maybe waking up a little bit.
But I guess people at this point are like, oh fuck it, and they probably left this video already. They're like, oh, we can't take it anymore. It's painful. But I bet a lot of people will see themselves in this guy, right? And I just don't want to give up at this
Well, this
point.
is why you'll get a lot of
Name,
comments of
entertain
people
me.
saying
Let's try and get it
he's
psychologically.
happy, leave him alone.
He's not.
Because they
happy.
relate to him.
Wizard or something, because I've got a company itself in that name.
Phone wizard.
Yeah, it's been
And
open
here's the
for 4
big
years.
twist.
Still haven't opened a store
Here's
for
the
that.
fucking
P
twist
wizard
on
because it
this
just
now.
makes me laugh more. P wizard.
Nah. Phone
He's
wizard.
got a
Come
company
on.
called Big Wizard.
But I already got the logo in my top of my head. So it'd be a phone wizard with a wizard in between the.
How
phone
far have we
wizard.
fucking come at the
So
beginning of
we-
this video? No, I'm not
Yeah,
interested.
no,
I don't need my own brand. Now, at the end of the video, he's
Yeah,
got
she
his
already
own
has
brand,
one.
he's got it in his head, he's got a
Unplug
dream.
the phones from the
What the
Vodafone
hell
system
happened?
and not have to deal with their bureaucracy. Is that one of the services of Phone Wizard?
Probably.
What's the service of Phone Wizard?
But we just do general inquiries. So wherever a customer comes in, you just not ask for things to do. We just deal with it on the day.
I can't.
Phone Wizard, sponsored by Harry Potter. Half Harry Potter store, half phone store. It's a fucking genius idea. I just gave him for free.
Wait to see Phone Wizard open up, and
But it will be a while.
didn't we just agree it's going to be quick?
If you can do it for me, why not?
What do you need? What do you need to make it happen?
Income?
How much income do you need?
Maybe like 100,000.
100,000. What, a year?
I will need 100,000 startup
No.
for the shop,
For stock.
stock, shop, accessories.
Jesus Christ, it's like a 180. At the beginning, no idea how much it is, what he needs. Now at the end of it, he's got a brand, he's got an idea for a shop, he's got a passion for it. It's come alive a bit in his face.
Yeah.
He's got his dream, he's starting to think it's happening. Now he's talking about how much money he needs. At least that's a start. I didn't need £100,000 to start this business, but Jesus Christ, what the hell happens? Like 2 people. It's like we just split the video in half. One half is about someone's dream and how they're making it happen. If we had to do it the other way, it's a guy who's just stuck in a shop and never going to go anywhere. Like, what the fuck happened?
And stuff. But after that, I can give you like 30% of the company. I don't mind.
He just gave me 30% of his business. I just started 78 startups now. There we go.
Let me think about it. You got contact details? I can contact you on, and I'll go away and think about this.
Yeah.
All right. Write down your. Well, I can give you my. I don't know if I actually have one. I tell you what. You take down my Instagram. You got Instagram and one of your many phones. How many phones have you got? Of course not. Hi, sorry. We're keeping you waiting. Sorry. Yeah, I'm TikTok.
By the way, we had a fan in the shop waiting to buy stuff. So there you go. TikTok famous. What can I do?
TikTok famous. No, I'm just visiting. Trying to do a tour of Britain. This is
Let me know if you want me to come to your town.
the tour. What do you think of my TikToks? Do you like them? Yeah, I like. Thanks, man.
You have to say that.
I don't know
It's fucking
guy.
awful.
You've never
And
seen
then
my
like walk
TikToks,
out
have
the
you?
shop.
So Simon, get ready
Now,
for
this is
mine
really
below.
interesting. Watch his face in a second when you realise how many followers I've got.
ON
SQU.
SQUI
Oh, this guy.
That's me.
Hold on.
There you go, man. So now DM me.
Okay.
DM me. And when you're ready,
Whenever.
let's change the world one mobile phone at a time, man.
Cool.
High five.
Has he DM'd you? That's
Take
the
it easy.
thing.
No, let's do that again. We're gonna be
he's-
cool.
Oh, he hasn't DM me.
Phone
has he?
wizard.
He's too busy
See you, phone
working
wizard.
in the Matrix.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Bye.
No, actually, he went on my live on TikTok last night.
Did he?
And he said, I'm the guy from the phone shop. And yeah, it was really cool.
What did he say?
But he hasn't DM'd me. And I think he's probably thinking about Phone Wizard, how to get it trademarked, I hope. That's what he's thinking about. What do you think?
I think he has all the ingredients you need, like, to be a success. Other than he doesn't want to learn. He wants to be seen. Maybe it's because he was on camera, but he wants to be seen like he already knows the answers. In reality, like, if I was him, like, I would accept I don't know the answers. I mean, to be fair to him, he didn't know who you were. So maybe when you walked into the room, he was sizing himself up. He's like, I'm going to be the guy that knows things here. And to be fair, before he didn't know who you were, but I think if he can change his attitude and like become the type of person that wants to learn from anyone without knowing who they are, and then take the knowledge and experience that he's got, then he can build a phone store.
So let's just sum up the lessons that we take from the video, right? How about I do one, you do one, right?
Right.
So the first lesson I take in the beginning of the video is that you don't actually need to create a brand new idea. You know, it's a phone shop and a phone shop that can make money. You don't need to be reinventing the wheel. People think they need a brand new, fresh idea that no one's done. That is not true. You had a really good point at the beginning. What do you think?
The main point for me is that you need to be ready to learn from anyone without knowing who they are. It's easy to prejudge when you meet someone from what they look like, how they act, like what they've done, what their experience is, and what you can learn from them. And I think if you size people up and instantly make the decision of, oh, I can't learn from this person, I'm above this person, then you're missing out on
Totally.
on valuable knowledge, no matter who you are. Even if you're a multimillionaire already and say you meet a homeless person, who's to say that homeless person isn't going to teach you something about resilience,
Totally.
for example?
Yeah, it's well said. I mean, I basically, one of the reasons I love doing all this street content is because I learn from the people in the street about what their lives are like and context and different strategies that people how to make their lives work. So yeah, completely agree. The other thing I take from it is this is saying, you know, if you take a day to clean your house, it will take a day. If you say you're going to do it, it'll take a week to clean your house, it'll take a week.
Yeah.
If you say it's going to take you 5 years to start a business, high chance you never will. Plus, why? Why 5 years? What is it you're missing knowledge-wise or skill-wise? Set yourself a target. Okay, I need to learn, financial management. All right, then that'll take me 3 months to learn financial management. Then I can start my own business. Like having just an open timeline means it never fucking happens.
Yeah.
So what's the other things that keep people poor? This video highlights. I think this build a brand of your own. It's just, if he owned a piece of the brand that he then helps open and expand, and then fine. Have equity in the brand that you're working on, or own your own brand. This is so overlooked by people. And drop shipping and all these other methods, people forget this is the most valuable thing any company has. Nike, Apple, all they really have is brand. That's the most valuable thing they have. I think the other thing on this is self-sabotage. That's another thing that keeps people poor.
Yeah.
He has all this half knowledge and he convinces himself that all that he's saying is true.
Yeah.
And there's no validation of his thought process. So it's basically self-sabotage. He has a belief system that he reinforces with strong opinions that are not true. Like having a fixed salary is a good thing. It's not. It has a limited upside, 100%. Anybody in economics will tell you, you don't want to have a fixed amount of upside. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
But he believes that to be a good thing. He has a good salary compared to a postman. He has a good salary compared to some guy that's working in London that he's randomly compared himself against. He's not thinking about his full potential. The one thing I think, that this action that keeps people poor, the one thing he did that could make him rich is he just have self-belief. Which I like, actually. Although it's good to listen to other people, you also got to have your own firm beliefs. Everyone will have a different opinion to you. The thing I like about him that I think could help him get rich is he does believe in himself. There's a strange dynamic going on in him that he believes in himself. He's got a lot of confidence around his job and what he does and how he does it. Yet he doesn't believe that he could start his own business. So some of that is due to societal structures making him feel that way. But I like the general self-confidence he has. I mean, he wasn't shy of the camera, right? He wasn't shy of talking to me. That's a real skill. Yeah. Being able to just talk to anybody. He didn't tell me, get out of the shop, stop filming in a panic. Right? And that's good. He's got self-confidence. He just needs to probably build it up a bit.